Hi, I am Arielle Silver, and I am here at Tiny Stage Concerts. I flew in to town 2 days ago from Los Angeles, where I live now, but I'm an East Coaster. Lived all my youth on the East Coast, was born on the Gulf of Mexico in Florida. Lived in North Carolina, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and then made my way to Los Angeles. Feels good to come back to this side of the country and visit my old hometowns. This is a song about the strange ways we cross paths and find each other despite all the differences. It's a song called Miracle. Ankle deep in the Pacific, I sink my feet into the foam, looking out on the horizon where the ocean touches the unknown. Hands and knees beside a tide pool, filling buckets for a mold. And while my daydreams are drifting by, you've built a castle with a moat. Ooh, I call it a miracle. You call it unpredictable odds. Maybe you're more Sense and Sensibility. Maybe you're more Star Wars and Disney spinning the teacups. Faster and faster, and I'm looking up for the belt of Orion, beyond the circle of airplanes flying Europe on LA Stars award show fashion. Ooh, I call it a miracle. It seems improbable the chances when I think of space and time. We'd even land in the same country. You say, what a lucky roll of dice. Ooh, I call it a miracle. Maybe you're more Sense and Sensibility. Maybe you're more Star Wars and Disney spinning the teacups. Faster and faster, and I'm looking up for the belt of Orion, beyond the circle of airplanes flying Europe on LA Stars award show fashion. Ooh, I call it a miracle. You call it unpredictable odds. Maybe you're more Sense and Sensibility. Maybe you're more Star Wars and Disney spinning the teacups. Faster and faster, and I'm looking up for the belt of Orion, beyond the circle of airplanes flying Europe on LA Stars award show fashion. Ooh, I call it a miracle. I call it a miracle. For many years, I've been trying to develop a relationship since I was a child with my dreams. And so I try to remember them. I spend a little bit of time when I first wake up in the morning trying to remember, trying to hold on to my dreams. And every once in a while, every couple of years, perhaps, I have a dream that is life-changing. And this is about a dream I had many years ago. And it was indeed life-changing. It's called Clipped Wings. Places at one time, fast asleep beside you, also locked and crying in an attic on the darkest night. Not a silhouette in sight. Couldn't see a simple shape beyond my outstretched arms, a prison of imagined bars. All alone, I cried for help, calling out for someone else. Rattling in the bars, shouting at the sky, raging like a banshee at my clipped wings. You never wore cape, you never learned to fly. All the years I wanted you to save me, like a mystic message prophesied. Dawn broke and I saw clearly what it signified. The key was in my hold and I was all alone. I cried for help, calling out for someone else. All alone, I cried for help, but only I could save myself. Rattling in the bars, shouting at the sky, raging like a banshee at my clipped wings. You never wore cape, you never learned to fly. All the years I wanted you to save me. The darkest night taught me to see. In that moment I was set free. All alone, I cried for help, but only I could save myself. Rattling in the bars, shouting at the sky, raging like a banshee at my clipped wings. You never wore cape, you never learned to fly. All the years I wanted you to save me. The darkest night taught me to see. In that moment I was set free. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine said that 20% of the things that happen in our lives are under our control, our own control, and 20% of the things that happen to us are under the control of other people. And the rest is just asteroids and chaos. And that's the name of this song. An asteroid is coming. I read it in a magazine. It's gonna come incredibly close. Tall as the Empire State Building, chaos on the doorstep. I tell you we should hide, stockpile jars of jelly. Clean the sleeping bag, stock up on wine. You say this could be our big chance. Hot glue and cardboard boxes, together we can build a rocket. We can launch a rocket to the sky, or we can dig a cellar to hide in. Maybe we just strike a balance, unroll a hammock, hold each other through the panic. Maybe it's a prophet with a prize. Hark the herald angels singing when the rocket of the cosmos sways us. Love will save us from asteroids and chaos. pasta shelves are empty. There's panic on the news. I'm crying in the front yard, thinking about everything we'll lose. I hear music from the house. You swing the windows open wide, raise 2 crystal glasses. Say today you're pouring the good wine. You say if this is our last dance, then let's not waste a minute. If I get one wish, baby, you're in. We can launch a rocket to the sky, or we can dig a cellar to hide in. Maybe we just strike balance, unroll the hammock, hold each other through the panic. Maybe it's a profit with a prize. Hark the herald angels singing when the rocking of the cosmos sways us. Love will save us from asteroids and chaos. And while we're alone together, I know what might make us feel better. And while we're alone together, I know what might make us feel better. We can launch a rocket to the sky, or we can dig a cellar to hide in. Maybe we just strike a balance, unroll the hammock, hold each other through the panic. Maybe it's a profit with a prize. Hark the herald angels singing when the rocking of the cosmos sways us. Love will save us from asteroids and chaos. Asteroids and chaos. Asteroids and chaos. Ooh, 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 ooh. Thank you so much for listening to me. My name is Arielle Silver, and I want to say one more thing, which is I think it's kind of hard nowadays to know how people can support independent artists and independent singer-songwriters. And, you know, nowadays it's so easy to just hit the button and stream music for free on Spotify, but something free that you can do that also really helps is if you hit the heart or the like or the ad, follow the artists that you like, that you enjoy. If you've been enjoying my set, please find me on your favorite streaming platform. And if you'd like to do a little more, you can join my Patreon following and join my mailing list and visit my store on my website, ariellesilvermusic.com. Thank you so much for listening. So I wrote all of these songs. The songs I'm playing today over the course of the pandemic quarantine, and recently released them on a new album called Watershed. And as I was thinking about these songs and putting them together in a collection to put on a CD or vinyl record and out in the streaming world on all the platforms, I was trying to think of what's the connective thread across all of the songs. And I realized that not only were they all written during the watershed moment of the quarantine, and some of them are about these quiet watershed moments in personal life, but they also are the stories of behind the songs are stories that conjure up memories for me from my homes and travels across North America and across the watersheds of North America. A lot of these songs have water that threads through them. And I realized that was the connective tissue. And so the name of the album is Watershed. And the way I came to that word was in this song. At the very end of the song, I say the word. And when I was in the final vocal recording session in the studio making this record and still didn't have a title for the record, I sang that word Watershed, and I thought, that's what it is. That's the name of the record. This song comes from a memory of a home, an old home of mine on the Atlantic side of Florida in a little town. I was thinking about the St. Lucie River that runs through that town, through the downtown area. I was thinking about the picturesque moments at sunset and all the generations of people that have grown up and stayed there, unlike me who moved away. I was thinking about my high school classmates who maybe now they have children, maybe grandchildren of their own. I was thinking about that flowing of the river and time's passage. On the river dock at sunset, beneath a crayon box of sky, last moments being supervised. Cameras pinned us down like butterflies. We clipped flowers onto dresses, coupled off against the chill. Cusp of honeysuckle summer evening. Every word we spoke full of meaning. On the river dock at sunset, the ones who taught us how to stand, reminiscing over rubber-soled shoes, wondering how we got to heels and hairdos. And constellations turn above the river that keeps flowing by. Time on earth keeps slipping by. There's a difference between keeping something safe and helping it to grow. On the river dock at sunset, through the lens of passing years, half between leaving and lingering, we try to learn how to love without worrying. And constellations turn above the river that keeps flowing by. Time on earth keeps slipping by. There's a difference between keeping something safe and helping it grow. On the river dock at sunset, along the worn and weathered boards, nothing's meant to stay, but still, letting go is the hardest drill. And constellations turn above the river that keeps flowing by. Time on earth keeps slipping by. There's a difference between keeping something safe and helping it to grow. Moments like the waves of the watershed on the river dock at sunset. The river dock at sunset. Like I said, there's this theme of water that runs through these songs, and some of the songs explicitly mention water, and then others, they're just in my memory. So this is a song where I was thinking about my old home in New Jersey, where I lived for a portion of my childhood, and our home was in the northwestern part of the state, in the woods. There was a lake behind the house, and everything was mulchy and wet. There was a family of deer that would cross through, or that lived back there, and we had wild blackberries that were growing in the woods, and my mom would go out there and wrangle with the blackberry brambles to pick those berries so that she could make pie. And this is a song about that. I was thinking about things that are hard to do but worthwhile, like making pie from scratch. And this is the last song I'll play today. Thank you so much for having me here at Tiny Stage Concerts. And my name is Arielle Silver. You can find all the songs that I'm playing today on my new album, Watershed, which is available on pretty much every streaming platform worldwide, and also CD and vinyl at my website, ariellesilvermusic.com. This is called Bramble Vine. thicket north of our yard. In summer we'd pick 'em and come home with stickers and thorns in our arms. Some hours later, when supper was plated and served, we'd barely remember the pain for the pleasure that went into making dessert. And some kind of love is like that, a sweetness buried in a thorny patch. Bramble vine, heating time, form a heart from the scraps, like making pie from scratch. Well, some kind of love is like that. Well, someone once showed me the best way to work with the dough. Just a few presses, you crimp down the edges, then squeak the old oven door closed. Finding a balance to strike between effort and ease requires some practice, a delicate art as you learn it degree by degree. And some kind of love is like that, a sweetness buried in a thorny patch. Bramble vine, heating time, form a heart from the scraps, like making pie from scratch. Some kind of love is like that. Some kind of love is like that, a sweetness buried in a thorny patch. Bramble vine, heating time, form a heart from the scraps, like making pie from scratch. Some kind of love is like that.